Trench warfare and winter campaigns brought unique challenges beyond bullets and shells. One of the most pressing needs was water. Frontline soldiers in snow-covered regions often lacked access to streams, wells, or reliable water sources. Melting snow directly in a mess kit was possible, but it came with hidden dangers. Consuming snow as is lowers body temperature, and directly melted snow often carried dirt, debris, or microscopic contaminants. The solution came in the form of a method that seems almost too simple to be remarkable: the snow water method. This was not just melting snow. It was a system of purification and energy efficiency that kept men hydrated and alive under brutal conditions. How the snow water method was discovered and refined in the field. Field manuals and soldier memoirs from the Eastern and Western fronts describe a consistent approach. Soldiers would collect snow in clean cloth or canvas bags, allowing impurities to settle. Why this method mattered for health and survival. Drinking untreated snow could lead to hypothermia or gastrointestinal distress. Boiling was ideal, but fuel was limited. By partially melting snow and separating water from ice and sediment, soldiers minimized the risk of cold shock, avoided ingesting dirt, and preserved precious fuel. The snow water method was particularly valuable in winter offensives, where units had to remain mobile and self-sufficient for days at a time. How the principles behind the snow water method can be used today in the backyard or off-grid living. Winter campers, off-grid homeowners and survivalists can apply the same technique to conserve energy and improve water quality. Collect snow in a clean cloth or container, allow it to settle partially and pour off the liquid. If needed, finish by boiling or filtering the water. This minimizes fuel use while producing safer drinkable water. In an emergency, simply using residual heat from a stove or sun-warmed containers speeds the process. Practical steps to replicate the method safely today. Start by gathering snow away from roads or animal tracks to reduce contamination. Place it in a clean cloth bag or container and compress gently. Set it near a heat source that warms slowly, an outdoor stove, a wood fire, or even inside an insulated container exposed to sunlight. Allow the snow to partially melt. Once water collects at the bottom, pour it off carefully, leaving impurities and ice behind. If fuel and time allow, bring the separated water to a boil for full sterilization. This mirrors what soldiers practiced under harsh conditions. Now, why is gradual heat and separation more efficient than direct melting? Well, slow warming actually prevents energy loss. When heat energy is applied gradually, it warms only the snow that's turning into water, instead of, constantly reheating the water that's already melted. This simple approach makes a big difference in how efficiently the process works. The snow water method, really demonstrates the ingenuity required for field survival. It's a great example of how survival often relies on careful observation and incremental improvement, rather than on entirely new inventions. Soldiers developed a repeatable, reliable technique that combined safety, fuel efficiency, and simplicity. It reminds us that even in extreme conditions, knowledge and discipline can compensate for scarcity. History, in this case, teaches us quite a bit about applying old methods to modern survival. The World War II snow water method is more than just a historical curiosity. It's a real example of resourceful thinking under pressure. How to extract the maximum utility from minimal materials, reduce risk, and adapt to a hostile environment. Today, whether you're winter camping, prepping for emergencies, or managing water in remote homesteads, those very same principles offer practical guidance. Slow heating, sediment separation, and fuel conservation make survival safer and, honestly, more sustainable. Revisiting this forgotten method is, well, surprisingly relevant for today. In an era of energy-conscious living, off-grid exploration, and winter survival preparedness, rediscovering simple proven techniques like the snow water method offers both historical insight and, importantly, practical application. By combining observation, physics and ingenuity, World War II soldiers managed to solve a life-or-death problem, something modern enthusiasts can still learn from and actually apply. If you value practical, historically grounded survival knowledge, do consider subscribing to Backyard Wisdom. Share this guide with fellow history enthusiasts and survival-minded friends, and help keep these hard-earned lessons alive for modern outdoor living.